son and made it. Get so like a spaceship. I swear my life is amazing. Blowing money, no hesitation. Dimes, no basic. I know these be hating, but that's what made me feel like in the real life. Dripping all sauce in the good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rounds, oh yeah.
And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And right away, he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Now Taylor to throw on second down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. 3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Watson just beating the play clock. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It was Denzel Ward in from his corner spot there to take him down for the loss. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Brashad Perriman, 45 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Touchdown. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Throwing now, Taylor on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and now it's 2nd down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Now Taylor to throw, and that's incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw again is Taylor. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he's going to get this inside the 30. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now Taylor on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. On 2nd down, here's Taylor. He's got his target. It's Coleman for a Browns touchdown. Corey Coleman, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Bring the line! Bring the line!
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Back 22!
On 2nd down, here's Watson. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Tiger! Down! Blue 80!
Now a 1st down throw. Watson is going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The 1st down screen pass, good for 5.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Tiger! Black 22! Black 22! Richmond!
A shotgun snap for Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Down! Black 22!
Again, it's Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Thomas. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he's brought down after a good gain. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Ready. 3-19.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On second down, Taylor. That's caught. It's Coleman. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. They'll throw on first down with Taylor. That's Njoku over the middle. And he'll be down deep in Houston territory. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
They get it to him running left. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
One thing that you find out on a sweep play is the fortitude of the people running it. Because that is a run, and then there's some contact when you finally get to the edge. And those guys who can hold that point of attack and hold up on that contact, they create the plays that we just saw there. Really nice play by the defensive guys.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Carlos Watkins able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. 3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. From the gun, it's Taylor. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's 3 yards.
Down. Blue 80.
Watson on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Thomas. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Richmond.
first down, it's Watson. Going for the deep ball. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And some space here. And these guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10.
Slow.
After the interception, here's Taylor. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On first down, it's Taylor. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Second half begins with a run from Miller. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game.
Richmond. Down. Back 22. Back 22.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a first down.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. From the 50, it's Watson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminate it.
A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And that'll set them back 5. Bad time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6. And boy, again, they won't get this off in time. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for Perriman. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it. Rest of the game. And that does get in your mind a little bit. And sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it, too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know what the rule is. First guy hold up the runner. Everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They go play action with Taylor. He's got his tight end in Njoku. Taylor able to find his big tight end in Njoku for the Cleveland first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Throwing on first down. Taylor. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. That first down completion only netted them 3. 2nd and 7. Play action. Now Taylor. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 19 yards that time for number 19. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When the receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground with Johnson. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this second half. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Hey, back 22! Back 22!
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. To throw on second is Watson. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I've thought late game, down on the scoreboard, Had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on third down. Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And, oh, my goodness, what a catch at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal.
Come back, come back. Black 99 Philly. Black 22. Black 22.
From the gun, here's Watson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal.
Green 39. Green 39. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger.
Now it's Watson. The quick slant caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Brashad Perriman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And an alley to run. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Antonio Callaway, 94 yards. And the Browns add on to their lead. A big-time special teams play here in the 4th quarter to extend their lead.
And coaches preach it all the time. If you can score on special teams, your chances of winning the game really jump up in a big way. Now, I'll let our analytics friends quantify it and give us the exact numbers, but that's what coaches talk about all the time, that extra momentum, that extra bounce you get from a special team score.
I don't have any analytics friends. Those are your friends.
I'll claim them.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Down. Green the line. Green the line. Richmond. Tiger.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Ready. 319.
They pitch it out to Johnson, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Taylor will throw. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
The Browns on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. They go play action now. Taylor. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. On the toss, here's Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. They go to Johnson again, and they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers, a quick slant or something like that.
Taylor on 3rd down, throws incomplete. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Derek Kindred there to get a hand on that one. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
The Texans on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Coverage there by Brian Body Calhoun.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on 4th down.
Hey, back 22! Back 22!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, they needed the touchdown and the two-point conversion, but they're not going to get a shot at either. This is a great play here defensively, Brandon, and at a time that they sorely needed one. And that could be enough to help get them out of here with a victory.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. The Charles on the losing side of things. You know, they didn't come in here as the favorite to these playoffs, but they came in with a lot of hope and anticipation. Tough to have that all snuffed out so quickly.
It really is. You're one of 12 teams when the playoffs begin that still has a chance to win the Super Bowl. So that's pretty darn good. And as you often talk about, a lot of hope when the playoffs start. Well, that ended for them. But when they look back, they'll have a lot to be proud of and see if they turn the page towards the next season.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.
What's up, gang?
Let me go secure for the game right quick.
Hey, what's up, gang?
I got it.
I think it's my fault.
For real.
What's up,
Keep the
gang?
rest.
Hey, I got that check-in to go.
I'm gone.
A lot of these really lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No car. I want that caught. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with the sauce.
Good drip. Good drip.
But she love you, don't get to. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like I went from filling out kites to putting it in my block. New Gucci sweater is drill. Somebody give me up. These ain't like the cops. Gossiping more than a. In jail I had. I make you cut off the. Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be ops. If I see them hating and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Ain't like my beat, ain't no happy belated, I'm counting the guap. Who gave you a voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie got the big Mickey Mouse. You posted your at 12 and 8 that night, she had my all over the mansion. Can't sit on my house. I got that check-in to go. A lot of these really lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No car. I want that caught. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you. Don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes.
With me, boy. Your hands in your fingers. Your ears with get back, watch you turn to a singer. Get to fighting like this Jerry Springer. All of my sit the back that like a popo. Don't do these they popo. Had a G-Wagon truck turned to Rojo. Find a cable 2 wheels and they going wild down in Soho. One was black and the other was Mexican. Had a like a pollo. Younger than you with a Maybach. Younger than you with a Bentley. From the got in the gently. Ain't being friends with these. When I was down, I so had sympathy. But that's how I go when you broke. Now I'm out like mistletoe. This do my own. Not gonna lie on these new clones. Then she asked for a loan. Had to laugh, then I told her get gone. Gon' get that me on. Ain't no give me not a thing. So I spend 90K on my ring. You can see all my pain in my watch. Got my ex down and walking around with my hand on my. Cause I'm